This deck definitely wants to go first. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a duel video against Harold Fayez. I'm using a deck that I literally finished building half an hour ago, that I haven't used yet. So I'm hoping it works. Counter fairies! Before, like, it was a deck request for a while ago, but I actually skipped it, because I never was really happy with the build. But then came Ariadne the Absolver, and I wanted to make a new deck, and I literally built it half an hour ago. And I put in some other Pendulum stuff as well, and I'm like, yeah, this could work. Solemn Notice, Wiretap. No LP, no discard, so that should be good if they want a special summon or accurate monster effect. Terraform, we can get me Chicken Game. Or Sanctuary. I don't know which one I want yet. Either way. Ariadne. Direm skero setting. Don't need my setting. Time. Kinda want to summon him, but I also kinda don't, because I only have skill 3s. That's a problem, I think. Where's Dracoslayer skill 5? Not sure. Dracoslayer skill 5? That is. These two are 3s that I do know. The only reason Dracoslayer is in there because of one of the spells that I have. It needs a Dracoslayer and a Dracoslayer, so I have the 3 Luster Pendulum and Dracoslayer. I have this one there, 2 copies. So work with spell card. Oh god. 3 and 4, that's not gonna allow me Pendulum in that, maybe. Went 2 DD Motion and Grace for some discovery videos. It's not great yet. You can trigger 1 spell trap written on the field and 1 on the DD card. Which would be his own cards. And even if you would Pendulum Summon, I have Solemn Notice. I'm not actually Wisdom King Chaos Apocalypse used. Nor this one actually, because it's kind of new. Once was left on the field, target. Oh, that's how. Your left. Your left, so the one my deck. It's not a monster effect, it's a dang spell effect that's being activated. So I can't do anything about it. Damn it. And they're gonna play like a scale 8 or 10 or whatever, and they're gonna be like, Pendulum Summon in your face. And then I don't have Solemn Notice. That's gonna suck. Well, I can't exactly stop the fusion, so that's all notice because it's not someone that doesn't start a chain, because it does start a chain. It's dark. Bound to be. Could be Beowulf, but I still expect dark. That's a trap. I am wired to stop it. Ora no ta! Doro! Magic Jammer. Well, you came a little late. Thing is about Magic Jammer, I wouldn't normally use it because it's like the discard, but Ariadne, I don't have to discard to activate counter trap cards or pay life points. Magic Jammer 7 tools with advantage. I still like to use Magic Jammer for 7 tools though. Some warning notice. Good stuff. Terraforming. I think I want checking game. So I can draw cards. Just like this, am I gonna win it? Terraforming. Chicken game working in. Lowest LP takes no damage. Me. Everybody has life once. Draw one card. Destroy it. That's good LP. Well, the protection from damage is nice already. The question is, do I want to get one? Yeah, use a trap to destroy it. They probably have the Valkyrie face down, which can destroy one of my cards. In which case they're gonna wait for me to pay the cost probably, then use it. So it's supposed to step this up the result. Oh, they can't activate cards effects once this affects activation. Card activation is not done. I think I will draw this right now. I don't have a lot that I can do anything with. I can stall. There's a skill 5. That incorrect. You can destroy that card. I won't have the same name as that. Deduct your hand with the same name as that card. So pretty much, I get rid of you to place in new Ariadne. So that then I can pendulum summon 2 cards and then Xyz. I also have this though. It's not gonna really help. I can do stuff with Xyz though. So, Luster Pendulum. Pendulum scale setting. Use your Valkyrie. I have wiretap. I don't care. Wiretap? Maybe it's good that I had wiretap left and not so I'll notice. Get rid of that card, put it back in your deck. This is bad indeed. Let's see what's that card. Then I put Ariadne back and I can pendulum summon 2 cards. So I destroy this. I will go conduct your hand and send it to that card. Which could allow for an extra pendulum. Effect activations, a replacement for a pendulum scale. I'll just play it. Because I do want to keep one Ariadne there. Summon, then Xyz into I can also take Silent on her arm now. Either way I take his stuff, he's in trouble. This one deals more damage. This one will deal 22 this turn as opposed to 21 and then 25 after. It doesn't click itself. Pendulum Shokan!
Ariadne the Pendulum. Oh, Valley! Exis Shokan. Alario. Numbers Yakichi. Silent on us. Arcanator!
I decided to go with Arcanite because it has that protection against destruction once. So even if that's Raigeki, I still have a monster to play with. Although, I could have just detached these things. No, I'm gonna detach them anyway for Arc. I'm gonna detach them anyway. Wait, that doesn't put them back in the extra deck. Duh. Anyway, this is bad for them.
Direct attack!
Thing is, I'm still at the lowest life points, so Chicken Game still lets them take damage. No, that's not a great effect. Take one spell trap card on the field and one other DD or dark country you control, destroy him. I totally forgot about Orthros! Orthros is the card that could have taken out Utopia! And since Orthros' effect would be a spell activation, and this thing's effect would also be a spell activation, not a spell effect activation, well, not a spell activation. Like, Magic Jammer wouldn't work. So it's good that I went with Silent Hunter. Damage. Now they're the one that can't take damage. Chicken Game. But I'm very happy with that draw. It was the optimal draw, I think. Dracoslayer being there, getting me Pendulum. Thinking. What's the target? Some attack defense of 0. Effect isn't negated. That's a big. So, discard numbers for summon. You can trigger the DDD in the grave and special summon it. You can choose one other DD monster that just banish it. No! No, no, no. This is gonna go bad. This is gonna go bad. Like, and I'm the one that can take damage, so at least one attack will hit. Okay then. Chances are they'll tribute Night Howling, and then, like, use the other two? I don't know, we'll see. They can't special summon anything with feats. Turn, you can trip another DD monster and the target monster you can use to banish it. Dang it! And one level 4, because Luster Pendulum can get me this Ariadne into the extra deck. And I can get a third Ariadne. Face down and Oblivion. Trap on the field and another DD or Dark Country. This turned bad. Oh yeah, they can do that. Use the fusion of Spanish monster grave as fusion materials. No, no, don't, no. I was hoping they'd forget that, because now I take damage for both. No! No! Oh, yeah. It was fun. And the music stopped as well. How coincidental. Alright, that was... I said stop! That was the duel video for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Since this was a deck request, I'm going to see you in a few seconds in the deck profile. I will see you there. What? Wrong show? Okay, in tomorrow's duel video, I'm not sure if that'll be a deck request or not yet, although I am going to record in half an hour. I haven't decided on a deck yet. There's probably going to be a Digimon tune in the background, but a remix so that I can legally use it without copyright issues. Anyway, deck profile time, Counter Fairy deck. I used it for the first time, and I missed an effect opportunity. I want to go over that before I forget. Ariadne, monster effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can reveal 3 counter trap cards from your deck. Your opponent picks 1 to add to your hand and shuffle the rest back into your deck. I never considered that, because it's a monster effect, so I just never considered it, because it was never a monster. Except the one time that I used it as Xyz material, but then when it was at the grave, it wasn't destroyed. However, there is a ruling from Ariadne that also works for Performage Plushfire. It counts as a spell while in the Pendulum Zone. So in that, while there, its monster effect doesn't apply. However, Plushfire and Ariadne in the extra deck count as monsters again. And their monster effects will be able to activate if they are destroyed in the Pendulum Zone. So when I destroyed Ariadne with Luster Pendulum and did the adding, I could have had Ariadne also add a counter trap, which would have been this one. Because sure, yeah, I pick 3 and the opponent picks 1 of them, but I would have just revealed 3 of theirs, which would have definitely helped. Although no, it wouldn't have, because Sanctuary in the Sky wasn't on the field. I would have had to go with something else. Solemn Warning probably would have gone with. Anyway, that. Next up, we have, let's start with the proper deck profile. Bountiful Artemis. Decent level 4, but each time a counter trap card resolves, I draw 1 card. This is during the chain. It's a continuous effect. Once, let's say, Wiretap has shuffled the opponent's whatever Valkyrie card I used it on, that card shuffled away, Wiretap is done resolving, I draw. That's before the next chain link resolves, which in this case would have been the Valkyrie that had its activation negated, which then wouldn't have done anything. But if there would be even more in that chain, for example, my chicken game activating, no, that wouldn't have worked. But if there was something else in the chain, then that would resolve after Bountiful Artemis had me draw the card. I have 3 Meltiel Sage of the Sky. Instead of drawing a card when a counter trap resolves, I get 1,000 life points. And if I have Sanctuary in the Sky on the field, I also get to destroy one of my opponent's cards. Pretty darn good. Vandalgion the Dark Dragon Lord. If I negate something with a counter trap, which is very likely in this deck, considering I have 13 counter traps, I can special summon this 2800 attacker from my hand, and then get one of these effects. Either inflict 1500 damage, destroy a card, or special summon a monster from my graveyard, which can be pretty darn good. Ariadne, star of the deck, makes me not pay life points for counter traps. Therefore, no 1500 for Solemn Notice, no 2000 for Solemn Warning. I don't have to discard for counter traps either, so Magic Jammer and Divine Wrath are pretty much free. I do need Ariadne in the Pendulum Zone though. I don't really have an Ariadne Searcher, I just need to draw into it at one point. But as soon as I have Ariadne, these things are free. Without that, it's still a discard, so, but generally you'll have them for free because Ariadne is cool. 2 Vector Pendulum on its own, it's okay. Like, I suppose its Pendulum effect could work against some decks, but I mostly have it in there because of this card, a quick play spell card that allows me to reveal a Dracoslayer and a Dracoverlord Pendulum monster from my deck. The Dracoslayer I definitely have in there, because Luster Pendulum works great in the deck skill 5, so with Ariadne, or with Vector I suppose, allows me to Pendulum Summon, but it also allows me to just do the search. It allows me to then Pendulum Summon, and also, as I just figured out, which makes this even better, it allows me to also trigger Ariadne's effect and get me an extra counter trap. So that is pretty darn awesome. But what do I do with these cards? Well, I reveal them both. Opponent chooses one randomly, and then I decide if that card is placed in a Pendulum Zone or is special summoned. And the other card goes to the extra deck. Now, if they go with Drac Overlord, chances are I'll special summon it, because I don't really want it in the Pendulum Zone. Luster Pendulum, I'll very likely place it in the Pendulum Zone, unless I already have one of those there, then I'd wait for Ariadne. Then I'd place it on the field, because it is a tuner. I can also Xyz with it, but it is also a tuner, so pretty cool. And then, like the card that's added to the extra deck, I can then Pendulum Summon, which is cool. Yeah, 3 Luster Pendulums. If you have a card in the other Pendulum Zone, you can destroy it and add a card with the same name back, which, in the case of like a scale 3 and a scale 5, you just destroy a scale 4 and you have just 1 extra card to Pendulum Summon. And the main cards that you would destroy, which in my case is Ariadne, always have 3 in the deck. 1 for consistency, but 2 because then you can keep playing Luster Pendulum's effect on it and keep, well, taking stuff out with the Pendulum Summons and the Xyz that you then bring. Chicken Game, don't have it in a lot of decks, don't really like to use it, but at the same time, it does help me out, and like it definitely helped me out in this game, even though I lost. Can definitely mess with the opponent. I don't take damage. I can completely control, well, mostly control the game with my counter traps. Chicken Game that stops me from taking damage, and the opponent does have to pay 1,000 to then destroy it, which can be pretty direct. So if I don't have Ariadne, I lose a lot of life due to Solemn Warning, Solemn Notice. Chicken Game can then protect me from taking further damage, which is one of the great things about it. Right, get key to destroy things, terraforming to either get me the Sanctuary or Chicken Game. Sanctuary is nice because fairy types like that I don't take damage, but it's also there to help Meltiel destroy things. And then Chicken Game for the reasons I already went over before. Also, Sanctuary is also for this card, because Divine Punishment is the best counter trap I have. It just needs Sanctuary in the sky face up in my field zone, and then Divine Punishment can negate the activation of a spell card, a trap card, or effect monster effect. No spell effect or trap effect. Spell card activation. So something like a field spell activating its effect, or a monster that, or a card in the Pendulum Zone activating its effect, can't negate that. Can negate a lot of other things. When a monster effect is activated, Divine Wrath to negate and destroy it, Magic Jumper for a spell. I decided to go with both artworks once because, well, I felt like it. Solemn Notice, when a monster or monsters will be special summoned. Notice it works on Pendulum Summons. Or a monster effect is activated, pay 1,500 life points, kapoof, gone. Solemn Warning, you should know what it does. And then the Wiretap for when they use a trap. I could have also used 7 Tools the Bandit, but since that, like, as long as I have Ariadne out, 7 Tools may actually be better, because this way, with Wiretap, they could get the trap back. But then again, them getting the trap back later might be good if they want to draw into something else. And also, if I don't have Ariadne, I prefer Wiretap because 1,000 life points cost. Although, then again, that could still work out with Chicken Game, but generally I prefer Wiretap. For the extra deck, I have one Dinoster Powerful, the Mighty Dracoslayer, because it works with this one. I could have used it in this game, actually, because you don't actually need Polymerization to summon it. Just a Dracoslayer and one other Pendulum monster. It helps protect some of the cards that you control, like Pendulum Monster and your Pendulum Zone cards as well. And you can special summon a Dracoslayer, Pendulum from hand or grave once per turn. But I couldn't really. I could just defend myself, and in the end it would have been destroyed by Ragnarok. Well, it would have been banished by Ragnarok anyway, so it wouldn't really have helped out. 2, Ignis of Prominence, the Synchro for Dragoslayers, because even though this thing's a tuner, it only allows me to use it. It allows me to use it for Dracoslayer, Xyz, Synchro, and Fusion monsters. So there you go. This is the Synchro, and it can be pretty darn good, especially summoning a Dracoslayer and also destroying other cards and shuffling them into the deck. For Xyzes, I'll go for the other thing. This is the Dracoslayer that I have to use if I want to use this thing as Xyz material. I can add a Pendulum monster from the deck to the hand during the end phase, which is nice. I do that on the turn that this thing is Pendulum summoned. Once per turn, I can attach an Xyz and special summon a face-up Dracoslayer Pendulum monster from the extra deck. So I do actually have to have one there already. It has to be this guy as well, so how I get it there, I don't know yet, but this is the one Xyz that I can make with Dracoslayer. I can also make it with Ariadne with Vector Pendulum, But would I want to use this Luster Pendulum? Then I have to summon this. For the rest, I have Rhapsody and Berserk and Abyss Dweller to mess with the opponent's graveyard. Gaga Cowboy for the time that you want to deal that 800 life points, even though lately I've almost never summoned that, even in my Yosenju where I have 2 of them. Although it's more useful there than others, I suppose. But it's there. Fairy Cheer Girl, because fairy types, not that I've actually got into it. Not that that says a lot, because I've only dueled with it once. Alka, come on. But yeah, I have it in there, but like 1 draw, 1900 attack, for which you have to give up 2 of your monsters, and if it's the pendulums, then you don't really get them in the extra deck anyway. It feels a little weird not having even seen these 2 cards, only having seen the pendulums and worked at them. So I definitely have to play with this deck a bit more to get a better view of what this deck can do. I have Castell, I have the 1/1, and since there was no... I wanted to use Solemn Notice and this card, so and Ariadne, definitely. These were OCG, so this already wouldn't make it a TCG legal deck. The request also wasn't to be TCG legal, so it's like, I can use OCG cards, I have some space, I'll use Shining number 39 because it's just a very good card to have. For the rest, I wanted to try Azathoth. I don't know how often I'll summon it if I use this deck a lot. I would summon it via Ptolemaeus. I'd have 2 level 4s, add a 3rd during the end phase, which is this one, and then Azathoth here. After this card is succeeds summoned, your opponent cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn. Since the rank up effect of Ptolemaeus can be used during either player's turn, like the opponent would summon something, and I would or not yet, I'd used it before, but I realized that they can combo or play a big monster effect. I just put Ptolemaeus into this thing, and then they just can't use the monster effects for the rest of the turn. I would just pretty much stop them. Although that's only for 1 turn. So, well, we'll see. I'll just see how often I use it, and otherwise I'll just put some other cards in the deck, I suppose. For the side deck, just some cards that you can consider or should not consider. Voltanis was a card that was used in counter fairies. I decided not to go with it because I didn't really want to tribute it, and not all of my cards are actually fairies. So, didn't really feel too right. Synthetic Sephirim, I suppose could work with counter traps. You get the little tokens, but what are you really going to do with them? Use some synchro material, tribute them for Voltanis. But I don't have Voltanis either, so you'll go with that. You have Dark Voltanis, which you could also use. Yeah. Tribute Dark Monsters. The only Dark Monster I have here is Vector Pendulum. So that doesn't really work. Some other counter traps that you could use: Black Horn of Heaven, Chaos Trapple, Dark Rhyme. Debunk, generally a side deck option though. But in considering this is counter traps, and Debunk does work as a great side deck thing against some decks. Debunk in this deck side deck in the proper one. Forced Back, I would not suggest using it, although in some cases it could work. It's a counter trap too, so that works with the deck, but I don't feel it's very strong. Same with like Drop Off, I think it is, although I suppose Drop Off could work as well. These cards here are generally a lot better. Grand Horn of Heaven, I actually don't remember what this does, but I put it in because it's new. Oh yeah, you could use it. Go ahead, and then 7 Jewels, I did talk about it, but I just prefer Wiretap over this card, especially if Ariadne isn't on the field yet. Alright, that was the deck profile of the Counter Fairy deck. It was a request made by Bozz Lyghtyr. Hope you enjoyed it. Everyone, let me know what you think of the deck. If you can think of any more combos you can do with this, any more counter taps you would use in the deck, suggestions for things to add, for things to take out, I'll take them into consideration and possibly change the deck. I will see you in the Yu-Gi-Oh video tomorrow. Goodbye.